Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Last Call BBS, where I have figured out a solution to this. As you can see, it really did require a lot of fiddling around, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that, I think there are a lot fewer viable solutions to this one than there were to many of the earlier puzzles, which felt like there was definitely like room to sort of improvise, because the time is so short on this one. So what I figured was the biggest problem we were having was that it was very difficult for me to extend. If we started in a position where I could draw this vertical line on the right first, we were running out of time trying to get this stuff built. And also, we were having trouble getting this shape in place because at some point in the process of building over from the top right corner, we had to issue a seed extends left instruction, which created a weird problem with this thing where there would be something in this space, and so we couldn't use the most obvious way of just creeping over by one tile. I was trying to solve that by having the meat in place first so we could just say bone extends right, but I couldn't figure out a way to do it in time. However, starting right here, immediately, I think I started to do something like this yesterday, but I guess I just didn't see the full solution for whatever reason. Starting right here, immediately specializing the two areas so that we're not issuing any overlapping instructions at all, ended up being the thing I needed. Just bone with nothing to its left divides right, bone divides left, and then specialize. And I think it was really important to turn the flesh all the way to the final form immediately, because look at this. We reach the bottom right corner on the final frame. So there definitely isn't time for like changes to propagate. So I think turning it all the way into the red meat and then doing all of our actual divide instructions with the red meat probably was necessary. And like I'm saying, it does not feel to me like there is room for a lot of other solutions. I'm sure this isn't the only one, but this puzzle is remarkably tight. This feels like an end of the game puzzle. You know, which makes sense because it very nearly is the final puzzle. And we're getting the final log entry one before. This is not the first time that that's happened. It's a really interesting design. There was a big expose and all these sordid details came out. Tanner had used Inner Sanctum Entertainment's funding to buy a yacht, a Jaguar for his mistress, flights to the French Riviera a bunch of times to party, a mountain of cocaine, the whole 9 yards. I got a final call from him late one night, sounding drunk and sedated. He croaked about how all his dreams were dead. I didn't know what to say. In that moment, it is difficult to say to people, well, yeah, because you snorted them, but... So that was the end of that little story. Funny how someone can seem like such a big deal, the talk of the town, and then it all goes away so fast, with just several hundred bad decisions on their part. Okay, what are we doing now? This, again, kind of looks like a jaw to me. Do you think there's something to the fact that these all look like jaws? Okay, so once again, we have muscle and tooth. This is going to be a little bit trickier. How are we going to make this part work? So now it's like... Seed with metal below it. Seed with metal below it specializes into flesh. And that's a higher priority than seed extends upward, right? That's the wrong direction. Right, but I have seed extending... Shit. Right. but I can't turn it all to flesh to avoid overwriting these orders, because we have to, the teeth have to be, or the bone, I guess they're like vertebrae. The vertebrae have to be seeds first. So how do I make it not do this? I guess these are also metal below instructions. Okay. So now we've got that. Which means that this one doesn't have to be so specific. Like we don't have to, whatever, it's fine. So if I now do seed extends left and seed extends right next to each other in the order. Okay, it's gonna have to be seed with nothing to its left extends right? Yeah. And technically, the order we want here is seed with nothing to its left extends. No, seed with nothing to its right extends left. Just in case, it was fine how it was, but just in case we have to reorder these later, this is a more precise version of the command. Okay. So now we can propagate, like, seed that has flesh below it become bone. Seed that has bone below it become bone. And then, will we have enough time to do like the slow safe version of this where it's just like seed with flesh to its right become flesh, seed with no, right, because that's gonna break that shit. Problematic. Okay, but what if I do flesh specializes to this stuff right away, and I make this command care about flesh instead? Or sorry, it's seed with flesh below it specializes to bone. Okay, then if I just do a general seed specializes to flesh command, at this point, it actually shouldn't cause problems, right? We can, it's okay for most of these. Oh, we get stuff turning to flesh too quickly though. Or sorry, not too quickly, not quickly enough. What I need is for I need this state to propagate up the chain before this changeover happens. So why is that? We are not propagating up at the right speed here. And we can worry about filling in the corners last. I'm not concerned about that at all. Honestly, we can just throw in a flesh divides down instruction at like any point. How do we make the bone extension beat this to the top? We need this to like lose a cycle somewhere. How do we slow down the processing of this? Because it wouldn't have to be by very much, right? Yeah, we'd have to slow down this occurring one cycle. So is there a way I can put in like an intermediary garbage command? I mean, what if I do a cell divides down, seed divides down? We just throw that somewhere just above the flesh transform. No, that doesn't give this seed enough time. This seed's not distracted for long enough to not turn to flesh. It would need more instruction. Okay, so we need a safer version of this transformation. No wait, that one's good. That one we need. That one's important. How about this? Seed. There should be enough time for this to work, right? Seed with metal to its right transforms. Seed with metal to its left transforms. And then just propagate seed with flesh below it. Does this. And then a more general just... Right? Oh, also, yeah, I should probably actually have the bone specialize into this stuff. That was a much easier puzzle. Like a much easier puzzle. Even with that very sloppy solution, we still got it done in time. I didn't have to do any refinement at all. On that last puzzle, even once I had all of the instructions right to form the shape, I did have to reorder them a bunch after I built the chain because I was getting that wall on the right was only getting to here on the last cycle. I gotta tell you, I'm very surprised to have gotten through that last one. I was expecting that to be like an episode unto itself. Well, I guess let's see the ending. Yep, very good. Normal stuff. Definitely what I was going for. Pilgrim, you have now reached me. I bestow the secret of immortal life. Now your flesh is my flesh. Now your mind is my mind. Do not be surprised, Pilgrim. I mean, I'm not super, listen, I'm familiar with science fiction. You are nothing except me, and I am the immortal one. This is your eternal life. This is your eternal torment. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's pretty well-trod sci-fi horror ground. I liked it, though. That last image was wicked. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken... Hold on, let's jump back in here. Yeah, okay, this is what I was going to say. They added a puzzle editor, and then there was a little contest, and I didn't bother to really look at it yet because I didn't really even understand this game at the time. But they did hold a little contest, and they put in levels designed by player base, people who won the contest. So this one is to make a little dude. Let's just play around with some of these, right? We'll figure out what we're going to do about Chip Wizard later, next week probably. I'll have some plan for you. So, all right. Obviously, what we want to do here is use the metal. Flesh with metal above it gets hairy. Flesh with hair to its left or right becomes eyes. Standard video game stuff. All right, so if I throw in an extend, like if we just extend down and extend up, this seems fairly straightforward. I love the little metal claws on its arms. This is honestly delightful. Oh, I've not done this well. Yeah, because I definitely want the down instruction to be like the most primary, right? Actually, this creates the right shape. Things go left and then right and then down. If I move the down to be superior to the right, oh right, it fills this out and then, yeah, okay, I see. Well, I'm glad I stumbled into it. So then it's pretty simple from here, right? All of the seeds specializes to delightful skin. Skin what has metal to its... Oh, I was gonna do skin that has metal to its left fuses, but actually that's not gonna work. So we're going to make the eyes and then do the fuse. You know, just like how humans develop. Okay, so yeah, skin with metal above it specializes to be hairy. Skin with hair to either side of it specializes to be eyeballs. Very good and normal looking. I don't hate this at all. And skin with eyeball below it executes a fuse. There you go. Okay, those are not working in unison. That's perhaps concerning. To be fair, the brain was experiencing some very severe cleft until just moments ago. All right, we made ourselves a little friend in our laboratory. What's this one? This one's just a bunch of separated bits of meat. Oh, interesting. So this is going to make use of the die-off command, because there's no way to de-separate things, right? How are we going to do that? So in the end, we only want to maintain... In the end, we want to maintain the seeds that are adjacent to the metal bits. But how do we issue that instruction? Okay, so there's no seed that has metal, that has no metal adjacent to you command die. But what we can do is specialize all the bits that are adjacent to the metal into flesh and then issue a seeds die off command. So what I'm going to do first is fill the space. And it doesn't really matter how we do it. We just need to get all 4 of the commands in, because we're going to break all of these bonds anyway. So seed with metal above, do this. Seed with metal below also. I'm a little worried about the amount of instruction space we have. And then we need seed with metal to the right or seed with metal to the left. I'm not sure that it actually matters which, but we don't need both. We need one cell in each shape to survive. So if I issue a seed die-off command now, it's going to cause problems because we're not hitting things with equal timing. Yeah, we don't actually get clear of seeds even by the very end. I definitely want the seed die-off command to be after the commands where we make everything metal. Let me make here. Let me fiddle with this a little bit. So I want to make go right the first command. And then up and down, I think I want to be live before that. I gotta tell you, I don't really understand how this is working. Yeah, we need to speed up this die off a lot. Maybe the idea is I forgot about the thing where like commands propagate along the chain. They aren't just processed by all cells simultaneously necessarily. Which is the thing that I still don't have the best grasp of. Or how that interacts with the priority chain system. So actually looking at this, I also think I made an error here. I think it makes way more sense to try to save the cells in this position, because looking at how we have to then program the meat to expand, it'll be way easier if I can just go everybody goes left, everybody goes right. Right, it's something like something like extend left, then extend right. But we need the extend left to actually occur. Yeah, that's problematic. This this bit here is turning too late. Okay, what if let's play around with the way we propagate through the space. Just a little bit. I guess I do need a split right command, a divide right command. Because we do have to fill in this spot after we get up into the top column. But we still have this problem where there's all this like garbage gene seed just running around inside the puzzle, not dying and taking up important space that I need for building disconnected chunks of muscle tissue. This is a vat meat process, for making hamburgers or homunculi or an army of zombie warriors, whatever. So if we do in fact do the immediate specialize, we definitely still have problems with the seed stuff being in the way. This is tricky too, right? Because like we need to execute down and then right in a bunch of places, so left kind of has to be the last thing, because we have to be able to and then to actually connect these two we have to do a fuse. But how do we do that fuse without also fusing everything else upward? Well, actually, I guess it's not that hard. It's just an upward fuse for meat that is above a metal tile. Yeah, never mind. That's not... That is not, in fact, a challenge. Well, shit. So how do I make this part work then? Because even if we reprioritize this, like we say we make meat down and meat right, both higher priority than this, we're still going to run into the problem where the priority system only kind of matters because this cell turns to meat really early and then... This one's going to be trickier than I thought, initially looking at it. After how quickly we built our little lab helper, I thought, oh, these puzzles are maybe going to be a little bit easier. But maybe not 100%. Let's have a look at some of the other ones. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to cut this episode a little bit short. I am feeling a bit under the weather, and I thought it was getting better, and I am less convinced of that now. All right, let's try to do what we did on the difficult puzzle. Well, I guess this one's tricky because there are two disconnected bits of bone around I think it's this. So maybe that's a little trickier. Okay, so maybe I want to do this. And we do like cell with metal to the left, divide upward. Seed, rather, with metal to the left, divide downward. Then seed loves to expand leftwise. Seed with metal to its left. Specialize into the flesh pool. While seed with metal below it specializes into bone. Okay. And then if at this point I issue a more general... I guess, actually, I probably don't even have to do this, right? We could do just seed specializes to flesh, because these things don't have spare cycles anyway. So it's like... bone divides up and down. It's pretty simple. Remember, we can't divide the one that looks like vertebrae, so we do have to do all of the movement like this. It is always safe for bone to try to divide right. Sorry, it will be. It will be shortly. So I need to have the flesh extend a single space to the right. And I mean, we can do that very easily with two instructions where we just specify very carefully. Flesh with bone to its left also gets to divide to the right. And then, of course, as we all know, and this can be back here. It doesn't matter where this is. Flesh loves to fuse. Oh, but it only... flesh with flesh below it loves to fuse. And then flesh can specialize? Shit. This one gets caught, but this one gets caught before it executes the fuse. Because it has a cycle where it's not doing anything. Because this tile turns to bone later than this one does. So this extends out less. Shit. Well, that's not great. Because the thing is, we don't have a ton of instruction space left. I guess I can throw in a... We have room enough that I can throw in a fuse down command and just... but it doesn't have anything to fuse with. Well, we have 2 command spaces left. So we have some room to play with this. Effectively, we have 3 command spaces left, right? Because we're probably getting rid of this to make this work. So... trying to like step this a little bit more carefully and then flesh with this stuff to the left also changes. But that right, this creates a fusion, so we have to actually break the connection here, which involves that involves a die off. Okay, here's a question. Okay, yes, this can actually divide. So in fact, we don't need to do the flesh stuff at all. We can specialize this fully. Okay. Let's change up our play a little bit here. I'm not going to have the flesh propagate. What we're going to do is issue the command that flesh with bone to its left dies off. We're also going to just... yeah, none of this stuff has a dead cycle. Okay. And then I need to... so I need to extend upward first. I'm trying to see if I can beat this step. Because this thing has an open cycle right now, right? So if I divide up... okay, it does get there in time. Then I need to divide down immediately to prevent the enclosure from happening on the bottom side. And then if I divide right, we definitely beat the bone over to that space. In fact, too effectively, it turns out. So we don't want to do that. We want to... I had to control this a little bit more, but we don't have a lot of space in which to do it, especially considering that I need to... I still need to execute a fuse command. So it's like... right, this extends... how do I make these recognize that they need to move right once, but then stop going right? The ideal thing to do would be fat with bone to the left, extend right, fat with metal to the left, extend right, but that does not actually leave us with enough instruction space because we need to do that and also execute a fuse, and we just come up one short. Is there a way... how about this? Cell with nothing to its left, specialized to bone, and then that way we can clear this instruction. We can just tighten the whole machine up by 1. And we can just put the fuse instruction in right here. So it's like flesh with, or fat with fat below it, fuse downward. Okay. And then here we go. That can be a high priority. It's totally fine. Fat with bone to the left. Divide rightward. Also, fat with metal to the left, divide rightward. This'll totally work because it will replace. On this step, we'll get a growth out this way, and then the fuse downward. We'll fix everything. Yeah. Okay. That is actually quite tight. It's not very tight on time, but it's very tight on instructions. Yeah, recognizing this was really critical. These are interesting. I think this game is so fascinating. I've never played anything that is like this. Okay, so I think here it's pretty obvious that we want to start somewhere else, probably. I mean, we save an instruction if we start here. How am I going to do that? This one's... Making this an I is easy, except... It's difficult to do this is an I and this is a blank. And this is a blank. And then also we have to have an I here. Huh. Okay, if we step our transformation. Well, I guess we kind of can't though, right? Most of this stuff is only going to change once. But like if let's say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're going to extend, we're going to divide seed left. We're also going to divide seed down. Actually, I probably want to do this in the other order, don't I? Because we want, yeah, we want this and then that. Okay. Then we do seed with metal below. Specializes to skin. Seed with skin to its left also specializes to skin. Shit, I was gonna do and then skin with... I was gonna do and then skin with seed below it gains I, and then we can transform this to skin afterward, but that creates a problem here. And all of the really obvious, like immediately intuitive to me ways of preventing this tile from transforming are not actually doable. Because of the fact that we can only set one condition on each instruction. So it can't be like, if there's skin to your left, but seed to your right, don't transform or whatever. So what we would need is to replace this with something that will only change this tile. Actually, never mind, because issuing the order... Well, I guess another thing we can do is seed with nothing to its right transforms. Specialized to skin. And now if we do skin with seed below it. There's a cycle where that's true for the initial tile, which is a problem. But if we do seed extends, seed divides upward, and we make that a high enough priority, I mean, I want it to be above seed divides left, right? Yes, that keeps this tile not paying attention to what is below it for an extra moment. But unfortunately, it doesn't solve this problem. And none of it allows me to fix this problem. We can't just do skin with nothing to its left becomes eyeball, because then this will become eyeball right after it becomes skin. Unless there's a way to time this so that this tile becomes skin on the last cycle. It doesn't seem like there would be, though. Yeah, we still have this problem happening, which I don't really know how to fix. Yeah, interesting. This one has some interesting issues, but apologies. I think this is probably the moment where I do have to do what I was saying and call it here for today, because I think I need to stop talking and go lay down. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I don't know exactly what is up. Like I said, Chip Wizard, I don't know. I'm not feeling Chip Wizard, but I do want to see the rest of the log entries, because I am very curious about just like these little mundane stories that this person who gave us this computer has to tell us. So I might do a bunch of that game off camera or something, so I can just sort of like burn through it. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. When you come back next time, perhaps I will have a plan, or perhaps we will simply play a bunch more Forbidden Path. I don't know. And we'll see you then.